Well, good morning. It's -11 and we're heading up to the cabin right now to try to get a little bit of work done. And I don't know, I almost wasn't going to go, just thinking everything happens in slow motion in this kind of weather. But my friend convinced me that this is a good cold weather training day, considering there's not many days in the year that the temperatures get this low. So this is a good day for practical experience. We'll keep you posted along the way.
What was the overnight low last night?
The overnight low up north, last I checked, was -29.
So
with wind chills down to -45.
Wow.
So
I guess -11 wasn't cold enough for us.
yeah, we got to enjoy this -11 while we still have it. All right, we'll catch back up with you. It's warmed up to a comfortable, toasty -9. We got the chains on the truck, and we're gonna make our way up. This is still the maintained portion of the road, but it's gonna start getting real dicey up there, so we figured before we got into a problem, we'd get the chains on. So we made it into base camp here with very little trouble at all, but there's no way we're gonna make it up to the cabin. The driveway, as you've seen in previous videos, is just not in good shape at all. And so the new plan has been to park the truck at the bottom of the property and to take the four-wheeler in. And that seems to be the best, safest way in. Bringing up a sled this time here so we can bring some firewood that's already been dried, or mostly dried for that matter, and some other supplies in there. And we're doing some finishing trim work, so we need the table saw, which has been stored in the trailer. So we'll get that loaded up and get to work. Over the river and through the woods. Here we go. Wish I was joking about the river. As you've seen in previous videos about our water problem here, it's really just a drainage issue. I didn't get to the drainage and I'm really regretting it. But things are pretty frozen up right now. It's about -10. And just holding this camera, my fingers are freezing off. So I'm gonna put my hands back in the glove. We'll catch back up with you in the cabin. All right, we finally made it up to the cabin, and after wrestling with a frozen lock for 10 or 15 minutes, we made it in and managed to get a fire going. More about that in a second. And we got the gable ends all paneled on both sides. Kind of hard to see the other end because of all the junk that's in the way up in the loft. But now what we're working on is just finishing off some trim. We should have that done in very short order.
10 minutes.
10 minutes, well, between 10 and 30 minutes. That's what all our projects take, right? I wish. So anyways, back to the wood stove situation. The stove is fine. The stove's doing just fine, but the issue is I just bought a cord of wood yesterday, 2 days ago, and the guy I bought it from represented that it was seasoned and dry and it was all hardwood, and one of those things is true. It is all hardwood. We only brought up a few pieces here, but it is, for all intents and purposes, soaking wet. So we've been burning scraps of pine, which we all know doesn't make much of a fire. When it does, it's not even that hot. And I've managed to find a couple of pieces of hardwood that I've been able to chunk into these small little segments, which I'm able to get some decent heat out of. You can see the fire right there. I mean, it certainly looks a lot better than it feels. You can probably see my breath in the camera because it's still only about 30 degrees in here. But at least it's manageable. We got to get a firewood contingency plan going as quickly as possible. I think we're going to have to get into firewood harvesting fairly quickly. But this is what we got for you right now, and we'll follow up as soon as we're done, packing up, ready to leave. All right, so we're just about finished with this trip here, and it seems like 1 step forward and 2 steps back, but we're making slow progress, but progress nevertheless. We managed to finish off trimming this portion here, and came out pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but we've been following the 80% rule with this cabin. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time.
I think we've exceeded 80%.
What do you think we're at, about 85?
Close to 90.
90? Oh, all right. That's fine. Well, nevertheless, we been following the 80% rule. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time and effort getting caught up in the last 20%. So, yeah, the gable ends are done. That's right. Not sure if I took some footage of that already. Both sides. Looks really good. And the biggest failure this trip, to be honest, is the heat. And I'm really disappointed. After the last video where we did the wood stove install, and it's all hooked up and working properly, I bought a terrible cord of wood, and I'm really disappointed about it. It's really wet.
It's got potential, though.
It's got potential, yeah. It might be good for next season, next January, when it's negative 10 or 12 or whatever. So, I don't think we got this thing over, what, 30 degrees, 25 degrees? I mean, there wasn't a moment that our breath wasn't able to be seen in the air, but here we are. Oh, the other thing we did is got all the windows foamed. We did get warm enough for that, so that's good enough. And I think the next trip will probably be the first sleeper. Maybe one more, who knows. All right, well, thanks again for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and as always, love to have you subscribe to the channel. See you next video. I don't know what the temperature is right now, but I can tell you what, it is cold. There's like a 2-mile-an-hour wind, and it's just making things really, really miserable. Billy's running the ATV. We're walking ahead of him. Just as fine for me. I'm warming up, getting a little exercise, and he's probably freezing his butt off. Picked up this sled. Actually, I picked this up at Walmart, and it's really been very, very helpful. Been able to pull a bunch of things up behind the four-wheeler and not go through the escapades that you've seen me go through, getting the tractor stuck and getting this stuck and the truck stuck. My goodness. Actually, I bet we probably could have made it up in the truck today, but with these types of temperatures, it just would not be worth taking that kind of a risk. Bad things happen fast in the cold, and good things happen slow. So I really wanted to minimize bad things and maximize good things. But again, thanks for watching.